Alrighty, so welcome to episode 2 of What's Pumpin'. I'm JT, I'm your host, 20-year-old entrepreneur, CEO, and founder of Pumpn University, and right here is my co-host.
Zazu. Welcome. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, it's a great day. So we're back at it again, UC Irvine Entrepreneur Center. Shout out them, and
Shout out Ryan.
Yeah, shout out Ryan.
Shout out Big Ryan.
Yeah, he's a director here. Just had a good chat with him. Shout out Steph. She helped us with this equipment, and it's just been nothing but love for the people here because this wouldn't be possible without them. So, yeah, God bless them. So, jumping into today's episodes, we actually got a pretty good amount of things to talk about, which I'm pretty excited.
It's gonna be a juicy one.
It's gonna be a pretty open and juicy one, I'd say. So hang on tight. I don't know how long we're gonna yap on for, but it'll be good. So, the first topic I actually want to dive deep into, wasting no time whatsoever. We mentioned in episode 1 about our upbringings and where we're from. In case you missed that episode, we're from Calexico, California, which is, how would you describe Calexico, bro?
Bro, it's like I go down my street, I take a left, and I can look at the border. Like, I can see it. You know, I bear witness to it, you know? So it's a giant
desert bubble.
Yeah, bro. It's same old. You know the people, you know everybody and their family, what they do, what they're up to. It's just like, yeah, it's Calexico. Yeah.
Yo, so geographically, for those who may not know where that's at, it's super down south. It's 5 minutes, I kid you not, border town next to Mexicali, Baja California.
Yeah, like if you're in San Diego, it's going towards Yuma, and then you'll pass by there.
Yeah, so 5 minutes, like I said, from the border of Mexico, and another 40 minutes to Yuma, Arizona, which is kind of all we got around there. But that's our home. It's our hometown. I was fortunate enough to move out my sophomore year, pre-COVID, you know. Just blessed with the opportunity to live in San Diego. So, yeah, I appreciate that. But, however, I mean, this guy, we grew up together, you know. We spent most of our lives together. I want to say, I mean, elementary, right?
Dude, I'm just thinking about the goofy ass stories.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, honestly, like, brothers from another mother, through thick and thin. Yeah, like, I mean, we can dive deep into that right now. What?
I was thinking about the Mandarin that I brought, and how literally, like, we'd be over at each other's house shooting the shit, and there's a cutie where the fruits are at, bro, and I just throw this, and boom, he catches it, and like after that, we're literally slinging cuties at each other from across the living room, and I don't know, it's just like goofy us.
Yeah, this kid brings a Mandarin, and I mean, like he said, like at his, whenever I'd go over to his house, there'd be a bowl of mandarins, and we just like toss a baseball around, and then sometimes like eventually we'd like start throwing harder and harder at each other, like competitive competitive boys get, and until it like squirted all over into place, and we'd have to clean up before we get an ass whooping.
This is past like us just shooting the shit, and we're like not of age to be super open and vulnerable about stuff because we didn't know like how to do so or be so. And dude, we would have some insane conversations like 15, 16, all the way to like present day, bro, about everything and anything. It's literally like, I don't want to get into it yet, but yeah, we just got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, like we'd have deep talk. It was kind of like, you know, when you're in preschool or elementary and you kind of just like, your teacher tosses you like a little plushie ball and it's like, it's your time to speak. Like we kind of just like toss the ball around and like just like give our responses back to each other. Like we just get deep into shit. So
yeah,
I mean, that was kind of nostalgic. This guy, the first thing I saw him when I met up with him right now, pre-pod,
yeah,
he has a Mandarin. I'm like, dude, you just
let's play catch, bro.
Let's play catch.
All right.
Well, yeah, we'll be playing catch this podcast. It's basically what we're gonna be doing today. Yeah, life growing up. Like, Abram, what would you say like your family dynamics were? Like, I feel like every Mexican that grows up in Calexico kind of has the same life in a way. And that like you can also see that through artists. Like, for example, Eddie Zugo, like that song Made, that like impacted the Valley and was recorded in the Valley. Now he's headlining Coachella.
Just resonated.
It just resonated with so many people, and like look at him now and his success. It's kind of crazy. So I'd feel like if you're from the Valley, shout out my Valley viewers. If you're up in Pumpn University, thank you. I love you guys.
Keep
honestly,
supporting.
yeah, I love you guys. You're the reason why I wanna keep going up and to represent y'all. Because even though I moved to San Diego, I have love for each and every one of you, and I wouldn't be the person I was if it wasn't for the Valley, truly, and I mean that. But yeah, diving back into the question, Abram. So, what's the typical life of a Mexican living in Calexico, California?
Brutal way to put it, I guess.
I mean, what is there to do out there? Like, you know,
it's still like super Chicano. You know, it's Mexican American kids. So like, there'll be kids that, you know, I was even. So it's weird. It's a weird dynamic. It's kind of like you know how Logic says he's like half black, half white, but he never fit. Like he was in that middle aspect, you know. And you know, I'm in Calexico and I'm seen as like, oh, the freaking gringo who my Spanish gets messed up at times.
Yeah.
And I come over here and I'm the beaner who, you know, who's introducing himself to, you know, the cashier and the guys who are working construction nearby, and you know, I'm shooting the shit and I'm talking real stuff with them. But basically over there, bro, small town. So, I mean, I grew up with a blessed family. I grew up with mother and father, brother and sister. And I was always cared for. You know, early life wasn't amazing with the family mother and father dynamic. And I definitely say, like, growing up, bro, like there was so many instances where we didn't know we were portraying like this like hurt inside of us. But like say like past elementary, dude, I was always like, people told me, and like Kiki Camarena's my junior high, both went.
The prison.
Bro, fucking schoolyard.
I kid you not. Wait. Just give him a perspective of what our middle school looked like. Like, okay, like diving back into what he said. I grew up very blessed too. 2 parents.
Beautiful family.
Yeah, beautiful family. Shout out my brothers behind the cameras. Step brother, biological brother. Doesn't matter. They're both my fucking brothers, and I'd rather die for both of them. Like that story kind of taps into later on in life, but grew up pretty blessed with opportunities that we're gonna dive deep into a little bit later into the podcast that I would have never, even looking back now, like I took advantage of. And just, yeah, super blessed. However, just Calexico in itself, I mean, isn't really, like, you can hate on it all you want, but it really just, the way I can describe it is you're very family oriented and like friend oriented. And aside from that, it's just a small bubble, and it's just the simplicity in life that like you really appreciate it when you like either leave to college, or for example, me, when I left and I moved to San Diego, it's such a bigger world, and like lots of experiences you can take from there and bring to your new place and like where you reside now, wherever you are in life. However, it's completely different worlds. I don't know how to explain it. Like maybe you can.
I was gonna say this, like it rather breeds a very hardworking person, or it breeds small town person who, you know,
closed-minded mentality,
sticks to their own ways, the ways they were raised or whatever, and doesn't really want to branch out and learn anything new from the world. So yeah, so we're just trying to be part of the people who want to create something for ourselves. That way we can always tie it back to where we came from. You know, like that being said, our parents, our family, our community back home, like in the end, we're always going to honor where we came from, as everybody should. And yeah, dude, there's just small town, but there's so much to learn and so much to gain from being there, and then branching out, finding like the new perspective of life. Like we have people, like we have friends from like all over the world now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, we're blessed with the opportunity. I mean, I'd say, Abram, I don't know if you've noticed, bro, but me and you, in a way, out of our friend group, are kind of the only people who made it out the Valley. I made it out maybe sophomore year. Family got blessed with an opportunity, and you, till you graduated high school and you've experienced UCSD.
Yeah, there's a lot of people going to school now, so all glory to them.
Yeah, so, but aside from that, like, most people They go to community. No hate on that. They have a really good nursing program. A lot of hardworking.
Yeah, if
like
I
hard
look at it
workers
back
there.
now, bro, I would have gone to JUCO and then branched my way out to like SDSU or something. Save money. Not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I know, but like at the same time, like the experiences and the way the total shift in perspective from the valley
Beyond
life to now,
for sure.
like that in itself is pretty worthy, you know? Like you develop a growth mindset, you realize how big the world is, and it's just I'm glad I experienced that early on, because honestly, like my life in Calexico, although on the surface it seemed like everything was sweet and sunshines.
Yeah.
However, like deep down, obviously, like we can dive into like personal trauma, but in terms of just like there wasn't really much opportunity. And I know me and you both grew up athletes, right? We both played on the football team. We both played baseball team. Honestly, sports itself was just...
Yeah, dude, it was an escape from, I don't know, typical old life at Calexico.
Yeah, it was an escape, but at the same time, like, we were D4? Like, we were D4 getting blown out, like, 40-0, and that's kind of the high school we grew up watching. Yeah, and, like,
we're the city that if we ever go into playoffs, you're like, who are they and where they come from?
Yeah, like, who are these kids? And... it's honestly is just like a scrimmage to the other teams.
We're nice at soccer though. We're nice at soccer.
Yeah, soccer we're wet.
Don't sleep on the beans.
Soccer we were wet. Shout out the team there. I think they might have won like D1 or Open Division a couple times.
Yeah.
But aside from that, honestly, like football team up until your guys' senior year, which I was at my new school. They popped off Division 4. It doesn't matter. They made it like the furthest they ever did in CIF history, right? I believe.
I mean, we did something.
They did something. So, but baseball
was D3 after.
Really?
Yeah, and then I think they're back to D4.
Oh. Stuff happens.
I might be completely wrong. I'm not.
For me, I didn't get the opportunity to play football because I grew up a twig. However, baseball was my main focus when I was there, and honestly, growing up, the baseball programs were pretty lit. Ruben Yebla, San Diego, pitching coach for the Padres. I grew up going to a couple camps there with a bunch of talented kids that are probably playing JUCO or are still playing ball, which honestly, like, I hadn't realized how much I miss baseball, dude.
Dude, like, it's like if you ever get the opportunity to even play at JUCO or like any type of college, bro, like I think it's like 0.5% that keep playing or 5%, something like that, but like, props to you. Kudos, for sure.
No, yeah, because, I mean, obviously, I took a different route. You know, I fell in love with the gym, and we can get into that later because we will touch up on that. However, sports, like, the more it's not in my life, I just appreciate it so much more. Like, for example, I played, soft pitch softball with my frat, and, like, just even getting a taste of that back was just...
Yeah.
It was like playing with a group, like a new group of boys, and it was just amazing. And I just really wish like I would have continued playing competitively. And like shout out to the people, like my coaches especially. One of my coaches, my high school coach, honestly changed my life. And with one of the pep talks he gave us, one of the words that he really said that stuck with me was embrace the suck. Embrace the suck. And if it wasn't for those words, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have ever gone into the gym. I would have been okay with being that average kid. Keep in mind, like, I always got good grades, but in terms of my passion for sports, I just hadn't dealt with a lot of self-doubt growing up, and that kind of tied into because I was just skinny. Sure, like, I was skilled. I was disciplined. I'd always show up. However, it wasn't until I started putting in the extra... I would get away with doing the bare minimum, and I was like, you know what? F that. Like, I want to be one of the greats. You get me? I'm tired of being average, and then we can get into that when we talk about what got us both into lifting. But shout out my coach for real. That pep talk changed my life. Embrace the suck,
about
bro.
Ricky, dude. Talking about Ricky, right?
Yeah, for
dude,
sure.
I look back at like the image of Ricky, right? And it was like brutal. Like there were kids who left our high school to go play somewhere else because of this coach. But like, dude, the amount of genuine love that he had for his players to tell him you're a piece of shit, get better, like put your head down and do better, bro. It's like, I'm sorry, excuse my language, Lord, but stop being a pussy. Like literally, dude. Like that's exactly it, bro. And like so many times where I had that toughness to be able to like, yo, coach, low key, you're right. But like deep down, you're like, nah, he's wrong. I'm putting in my effort.
Yeah.
Dude, your fucking inner ego just trying to like,
It's ego.
yeah, bro. And it destroys you at times. And man, I look back and he was never my coach. I had him maybe for like a camp or something. But man, that man is wise, tough love, but kudos to
He's
to
really
Rich.
knowledgeable.
Yeah, dude, he's
Knowledgeable.
super real guy.
Yeah, knowledgeable. He'll give it to you how it is. Like, keep in mind, I'd say I was closer to him because I had been coached from him throughout my whole life, and he'd tell me straight up because he was coworkers with my dad who worked with him at the time, and he'd be like, I don't care that, like, you're your dad's son, like,
I'm not treating you any different.
yeah, any
bro.
different. I don't get no special treatment, and you can let that get to you, or you can let it change you. And I just remember from one of the pep talks we had, it was after weightlifting. It was embrace the suck, like, and what that meant to me, like those words in my head, I was like, I was tired of feeling sorry for myself. I was tired of feeling average. I was tired of being not the best at this D4 school. You get me? Like, dude, if you, like, I would get away with just doing the bare minimums, going to practice, showing up, all this stuff. But if you even become one of the other 1%ers who just put in work on your own when nobody's watching, you know? And I will keep in mind, I was that kid who grew up.
As fuck, bro.
Yeah,
but
it's so cliche.
Genuinely so true.
It's so cliche, but till you really like nail it down with a hammer. And sometimes that hammer needs to be a coach. It needs to be your inner voice wanting more from you, a parent. Like, you just need to hear it. You get me? And you're not like, what I learned is that, like, you're not always gonna, you have to want it. You really have to. You can hear all this yapping. Yeah, sure, whatever he's saying. And you can let ego get to you, but till you truly want it for yourself and you want to better yourself and you're sick and tired of being that poison, that hole, what's holding your team back, that liability, it's like, you're gonna get your own nut together. You get me? Like, I don't know how else to put it.
It comes down to we're so amazed and like inclined to be the victim in every part of our lives, bro. We want to be the person that, you know, people feel sorry for us. Like, what the fuck is that? We go from that being shunned, bro, to now that being glorified, and it's a reality check. It's like, who do you want to be? By the way, we love some of the things that Andrew Tate has to say for like men and the aspects of life. But I took this to heart from when he said, in war, you're always going to be a number or you're going to be a name. And personally, boys and ladies and gentlemen, sorry, not boys. I know you guys are grown men out there. But dude, don't be a fucking number, bro. Be a fucking name. Get out of your comfort zone. Stop being a victim and get on your own ass for the errors and aspects of your life that you are still like digging yourself a hole in, dude. Like, it's truly, we need to like step up our game on our own personal inside our head narrative and overcome that voice in the back that's always telling you to be average, be the person that wants to be felt sorry for and yada yada. I can keep yapping, but for reals, dude. We gotta change.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes from said coach, aside from embrace the suck, that really ingrained into my head. I made a promise to myself. I was like, I'm gonna work out every single day once I get back home from school. And keep in mind, like, I had 6th period and we would already live there. But like, honestly, I was that type of kid that, like, if he was not looking, I just slack off. And then I was like, nah, like F that. I'm tired of that shit. So for 30 days, I didn't know anything about training. With whatever knowledge that I had in terms of weightlifting, I stuck to my word. And you'll notice that when you start sticking to your word, you're gonna develop, 1, a passion, 2, love for yourself. Cause it's like, would you ever cheat on somebody you love? No, right? So why do you cheat on yourself? Why do you cheat yourself out of extra reps? Why do you cheat yourself out of a diet that you know would be good for you? I can get into this whole thing with like dieting or whatnot, cause I feel like nowadays, like, I'm trying to be more holistic.
Nowadays, you can outlift a bad diet.
You cannot outlift. Bullshit. You can't outgear a bad diet. Like,
not either. The
way, like, dieting has been something I've been tapping into more recently, and the way I look about it is like, I don't want to put poison inside my body because I think of myself as high value. I may not be there yet. I think of myself as a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, a Porsche, not a Ford Focus. Like, I'm gonna fuel my body with the nutrients that it needs rather than these empty calories of just pleasure and dopamine. Like, I'm not saying don't be.
Shout out to Luke Belmar for like explaining this and like bringing awareness to it, because it is our bodies are a machine, boys. Our mind is controlling it. Our bodies are a machine. So if you feed it, you know, you see a bull, bro, and a bull's not eating meat, drinking milk. They're eating plants. Like, what the fuck? And they're huge and they're built. It's like
Gorillas.
Yeah, literally, dude. So it's all comes down to diet at the end of the day. But I feel like we're just getting off topic. But yeah.
Hopping back on topic, what I was gonna say about the whole valley spew, whatever we were just yapping about, it kind of goes back to that whole thing of victim mentality. Like, where we grew up, why we're telling you this, maybe you're from the valley, maybe you're from a valley, maybe you're from just a smaller hometown.
Maybe you're from fucking Australia.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. But what I'm trying to get at, my point is, no matter where you're from, put down the victim mentality. You see us, we're valley boys, and we're trying to make it big. We will make it big. You get me? And that's just been proven through an accumulation of fulfilling our own promises to ourselves, through hard work, through discipline. And it's like, don't let like, oh, I'm from a valley, I'm not gonna get recognized. Like, yes, you can. Go to as many showcases as you can if you're an athlete. If you want, start on social media. Like, we know a couple people who popped off on social media from the valley. One of my cousins is doing amazing. Like, shout out her for reals. Dude, like, the valley should not be an excuse. Where you're from, your hometown, your upbringing should not be an excuse to not be who you want to be in life. And I truly mean that, because look at me. I mean, my life has not been perfect. You get me? My life has not been perfect whatsoever in the slightest.
No one's life will ever be perfect. To get that straight.
Yeah,
no one.
It's really just, it all comes down to, one, how bad do you want it? How fed up are you with life? You can't put the blame on anyone else but yourself. And that's something I realized recently, which is every choice, every decision I have made in my life has led me to this point. Right here on a podcast, talking with Abram, yapping to all of you guys. And would I just rather be in my dorm room right now munching on hot Cheetos? Yes, I love fucking hot Cheetos.
In the pen?
Yeah, and smacking the Benjamin, like, oh my goodness, like.
Vin Diesel?
Like, I mean, I can just continue yapping forever and ever, and like, yes, yeah, sure, we're cracking jokes here and there, because like, we've been there at one point. I'm not perfect. I still fall into sin. I still fall into temptation. We're just keeping it real. We're 20, 19-year-olds dealing with the same thing you are. Who knows? You can be 14, bro, listening to your friends peer pressure you into trying something new, and you don't know how much of a snowball effect or how deep of a hole that's going to become when you're 20. And that can apply to different things. So, bro, and I'm laughing because, like, I sound hypocritical, but at least I'm putting this out there on the internet to hold myself accountable and to realize the progress that I've made. Because nobody's perfect, but yes, you just got to win the day. And if you win the day, you'll win the week. If you win the week, you'll win the month. And then have you, because this kind of goes into habits, you know, in terms of like bad habits, how easy it is to fall into bad habits and start new ones. Like, I've read Atomic Habits over this past summer. And if you haven't, that book's pretty mainstream. You should definitely give it a read. I know you guys are TikTok scrolling like for 4 hours out of your day. Scroll warriors.
And scroll.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a victim to it 100%. But I made a pact with myself that I'm not going to scroll unless I'm doing cardio. So I do 45 minutes of cardio daily, because I know I spend damn well 45 minutes on my ass, back in my dorm, back on a couch, just scrolling. So I'm like, all right, bet I might as well just get my steps in, be healthier, work out my muscles, work out my heart, you know? So that's what I gotta endure if I want to get my scrolling in, if I want to get my dopamine, you know?
I forgot where I got this, and I always like want to give reference to where I get some of my, you know, ideologies, because at the end of the day, bro, there's only so much that you can come up with yourself. And especially at our age, we haven't faced a lot of the things of life, and that is just to come with age and experience. But this came from, I know where it came from. I saw it on a podcast, but this, they're talking about their grandma, bro, and how their grandma's so strong in faith. and how she's never deterred or unaligned from God's will of her, and how she doesn't fall into temptation. So like the one thing she said was that in the morning I put my armor of God, as it says in scripture, and from that day I have to win it. I have to overcome the battles there, but I have to choose it every single day. And like, dude, if you can choose it one day, you can choose it the next day, and on and so forth. It's just up to your discipline to go align with what you want to become.
It goes back to the whole thing about like you're one choice away, you're one decision away from either getting closer to where you want to be or destroying yourself. At the end of the day, like that's what it boils down to. Bro, isn't it crazy how like, I mean, at least for me, bro, and I'm pretty sure you can relate, a lot of people from the Valley can relate too. Like the culture that we grew up in was very family oriented, bro. I have so much love for my tias and my grandma. Like, holy bro, like I want to be successful because like, fuck, like,
yeah,
like, dude, like that's like one of the hardest working women I've ever seen, you know? They have so much like love and care for family, you know? Like there's nothing else they really live for. And I feel like all they want to see is their nephews and grandkids, and like that's all they care about. And just like giving and making them happy is like, dude, that's their like accomplishment in life. You get me? Like we may see accomplishment as like, oh, owning a Ferrari, oh, owning this, having this and this number in my bank account, this many followers, all this type of stuff. And it's crazy because I feel like in the Valley or like Mexican like cultures, like we just like at least I see it from the older generations, is just like they just want to see their loved ones, you know, and spend time with them and like make them tacos, make them food. Like it's just their love language. And like,
yeah,
it goes back to simplicity, which is like something that like you got to take a step back from like all the BS, all the social media, all the drama going on with you and your friends in your life, and just take a step back and like spend time with your loved ones.
Dude, it's also like they love you so much. They love you so much that they want to see you accomplish more than they
could. Oh my goodness.
And like, dude, they know you're a weapon, bro, but you're just not pushing yourself and like on that route to be where she knows you could be. And you're like, I'll take a step out, and you know, I'll move this way. And it's like, nah, bro, stick to where you align with and what you want to do. But yet you need to have like a base format and like a framework, a mental framework to live upon. And like we choose Jesus, but I don't know how other else, like a lot of people do it that are just mentally able to just supersede everything that goes on in their head, bro. But man, kudos to them. But like truly become the person that your loved ones know that you could become. Because in ourselves, bro, that personal narrative is always going to tell you you suck, you can't do it. And as simple as winning the fucking day, excuse my language again, can really like, it's like you're digging that fucking hole for that other pet in your, like, person in your mind, bro. And then you're just filling it up. The more you win, the more you start doing the things that you hate doing, bro. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Yippity yapper over here.
No, I know. And
it's just like a lot of passion, man.
It's kind of funny though, too, because the way like at least older people, like at least in my family, the way their delivery is kind of, it isn't the best. Hey, huevón, levántate. Yeah, you get me? Like, but it's coming out of a genuine like love for you, knowing that they came from probably like Mexico.
Dirt, bro.
Like from nothing. 8 kids, like, grind, like I'm not even joking, like it's crazy. And they were like rationing for food, and like I feel guilty too when I'm counting my macros. I'm like, bro, when I'm using my food scale trying to be a gym bro, and it's just like I think about this shit too, but it's like little do they know it's all for them, because I'm on my these are the steps I'm implementing for my success, and it's the grind I'm able to have because of their struggles. You get me? And their delivery may not be the best, but trust me, like those people are coming for you, for your own good, for your own better good. And that's kind of like another thing too about Pumpn University and why I came about it. It's because I have a lot of love for the Valley, right? A lot of people who go unnoticed, a lot of potential there. It just, people seem to not really know how to get their foot out the door. So we have a couple homies.
Dude, we have so many friends that we know they could be so much more
great.
And could like honestly like be more than we are or their family has marginalized them to be. Bro, but like they're taking the steps that just digs themselves in the hole when we're like, dude. And then sometimes even holding each other accountable, like real friends, sometimes, you know, you'll get like shit on for it. Excuse my language again. Damn. But yeah, bro, like they'll just stop you from checking on them, stop you from helping them out of love, bro. It all comes down to love for each other. And it's we want to form a community where we're able to reconcile that we're all garbage human beings. We're all horrible. We all have our temptations. We all have our things in our lives that we don't want to go with, like face. And I think it was Craig Jones' podcast. I don't know. I forgot his name, bro. You know, British, blonde, super handsome.
I think I might
super
know.
handsome
I
dude.
may know.
He just had a workout with like Alex Hormozy or something. But he said, the magic you are looking for is in the works you're avoiding. It's like, bro, it doesn't get more simpler than that. And if you think I'm spitting some like master Uguay shit, it's like, dude, the shit you don't want to face, bro. Just fucking face it, and it will help you change. Like sincerely.
I think Alex Hormozy said it too. It was like I'm gonna butcher this quote, but it was something along the lines of
paraphrasing.
Yeah, it was something along the lines of like if you're not willing to pay the price, then you're not gonna like reap the rewards. Like for example, loneliness is the price of ambition. Like
wow.
If you don't want to pay that price, you're not gonna get you're not gonna get the reward. You're not gonna
good ones.
Yeah, you're not gonna get to their milestone. You know, you're not gonna reach that next step. And that's something I really want to go back to. And like, who knows, one day, the day we make it, I'm gonna make sure.
There's no making it. Correct my friend here. There's no making it. There is no making it, bro. There's always a boundary we can push past. There's always something more we could do. See, I'm checking on my homie right here, bro. My brother in Christ. Like, there's no boundary that we pass. We're gonna say we make it. Nah, we're gonna bless others with the blessings that we receive.
Yeah. When I'm in that position, I'm gonna make it a mission to go back to the valley and give back, whether that be a number or knowledge. You get me? Like I have, like we said, we have a lot of homies. Some entering the music industry, film, other like people trying to pursue like careers in like fitness and health.
Kinesiology.
We have kinesiology, which is what we're gonna be hiring and opening spots up for at Pumpn University. You get me? Health professionals, personal trainers, physical therapists, you name it. And I want to be able to give Pumpn University is a help me help you business. So, and I've
iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, I've recognized the amount of talent out there is just like leverage me to be used as the gateway to get those people out.
Yeah, dude. And we hope like it's God's plan and it's God's will to, you know, able for us to be a shepherd and direct and help these people where we know they could be. And man, like it's just all love. Like we want to serve others. That all comes down to love, bro. What is love? It's serving someone else because you care for them. Like your mother doesn't just do stuff for you because she's bound to you. Nah, it comes to love. And yes, some people are not born into amazing families where unfortunately their mother and their father or whatever the case is does not love them and does not serve them. And it's truly like mesmerizing because it's a boundary that God says to not cross, you know, but in a lot of our lives, bro, we're going to experience that fall of other person or even ourselves. And at the end of the day, it's love that supersedes. It's serving another person that brings me joy, not fucking smoking a blunt and having a drink with my boys when there's nothing to thank or like give grace to, you know?
Yeah. Long story short, shout out the Valley for real. Shout out the Valley for real. You guys, my experience there made me. I need to go back sometime soon. Maybe I'll pull up with you.
Yeah, bro.
Show some love to the homies, my loved ones. That's what it's all about, the simplicity in life. And we can continue yapping, but honestly, this next segment is going to be pretty interesting because I actually don't know this about you. I have my assumptions, but we're going to talk about what got us into lifting. Abram, what got you into lifting? And I'm not talking, like lifting, like, synergy, like, I'm talking about like what what was that fire in you? Like, you know, you can
Lit
live for
the
football,
fire
like
up my
where
ass.
you
I have it.
did the research, you went to a split, you educated yourself on like dieting, macronutrients, whatever your goals were to be a powerlifter.
You say
You know?
he's not natty.
I mean, okay. So yeah, what got
But,
you into lifting?
It's basically the love that my brother had for me. It always lit a fire in my ass how he was always first to notice my faults and how I didn't push myself or how I didn't eat the right way. And I was always, of course, the fucking victim, man. I was hiding my Oreos under the pillow like a lot of you fucks have done. And dude, it's just like, dude, take care of yourself. Like, watch out for what you're doing. You reap what you sow. Like, you hide your Oreos under your pillow and you smack on them when you're stoned as fuck or when you're as a kid, you know? You're gonna reap the consequences. And as that, dude, I repped the consequences for so long until I was like, bro, let's fucking do it. Let's finally push that button where like, all right, we're not going back to that life that we've lived for so long. And from there, dude, it's just painting. It's building a ice block and then sculpting out just with everyday actions, bro. So from there, you're like, okay, for once in my life, I'm gonna track my macros and see what the fuck I'm eating to see if, oh, I'm eating too much and I'm not growing. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You know? So you track your macros and you see exactly what you're eating and what you're able to consume, right? And so you check your macros and whatever. And it came COVID time, bro. It was when I had so much free time and I did not want to become that same person. And I was like, dude, I have time. I went to my neighbor's house who so graciously lent me their gym, their home gym. And I put in the time and hours spent like by myself. Literally, I would
Synergy.
like, yeah, even that, yeah, that was after Synergy because like, again, there I was always like the victim still. I was like, oh, I'm just weak and they're stronger than me. Yada yada. I'm a, you know, yippee-ki-yay, I suck.
The sad cunt mentality.
And, yeah, dude, sad cunt. And then from there, it's more of, all right, finally, I can do this on my own. I even brought my mom for a few workouts and told her what to do. And she was like, wow, mijo, you're actually like doing something. You're actually you're pushing yourself. And like, she saw that in me, that drive, dude. We'd go to San Diego and I'd be bitching because I didn't have a gym to go to. It was like that bad. I promise you. You can ask my brother. And I was like, I need to go to the gym. Like, I can't be myself if I don't have the gym.
It becomes addicting.
Yeah. And that's at the point where it was like, all right, I'm actually committed to this. I'm actually seeing change now. Like, I cannot stop because I know the person that when I stop, I can become. So like, nah. Again, resisting temptation and continuing forward. And that was just throughout COVID. Then junior year came, football, and then like I was probably the strongest I had ever been. Yeah.
QB1.
Not anymore. Linebacker, bro. I take more pride in that, dude. How I was socking some motherfuckers on the... Sorry, bro. I was making some big hits on the field, and then I, you know, offense in, and I was throwing fucking fumble balls, but it's okay. I ran the ball pretty good. It's true.
Damn, so...
How did yours begin? Fucking skinny kid. I'd always give you shit. Baseball player.
Yeah, so I don't think anyone actually knows my story of how I began lifting, you know? I kind of touched up on it. Going back, I grew up a twig. I was 115 pounds. I'm pretty sure I hit puberty late. Like, I remember in middle school, I literally went to San Diego from the valley. I still lived in the valley. To get checked, like my growth hormone levels checked, and they're like, oh, he's just a late bloomer.
Yeah, you're pretty small.
Like, I was just small. Like, I didn't hit my growth spurt till freshman year of high school. I was literally this.
More. And you still grew.
Yeah, I hit like what 5'8", like maybe sophomore year. Maybe.
He was way smaller. So.
Yeah, I was way smaller, and like now I'm kind of like decent, but I'm still natty. But yeah, how I got into it. So
obviously you're natty, bro. Chill out, bro.
Chill. All right. How I got into it. So it's a combination of two things. One was my passion to play football again, because I told you baseball was my main focus. Neither I or my parents had the full belief in me and like in my ability to play to play football without getting hurt. You know? Ironically, that happened, but at least I know I did everything in my power
to stop that.
That was just
happening.
God's plan, and look at this,
God's plan,
and then look at this beautiful creation that came out of it.
Just a little thing to say: when you try your absolute best in what you're trying to pursue, and literally God given, you mess up or something happens where you can't go that route and you busted your balls to get there, it is God's will to place you somewhere else and redirect your paths. So don't be bitching that you did all this and did this and then were set foot and had to take a giant pivot in your life, bro. It is God's will and you are going to succeed in that next path.
The comeback's always stronger than the setback. But yeah, long story short, I took it upon myself after those words stuck in my head. Embrace the suck. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be hitting home runs and I'm going to be pitching faster and I'm going to play football again because I want to be on the team with my boys, right? And at this time, I didn't know that I was going to be moving. However, I took that time upon myself. I educated myself. I did my first dirty bulk. It was insane. Bro. I had no knowledge of macronutrients whatsoever. I was just, all I knew was calories in and calories out. The biggest guy on the football team, all he did was tell me, bro, you just got to eat. Bro. You just got to eat. And if I can go back with the knowledge I have now, I'd tell myself to main gain. Because I promise you it's not all muscle and it's just going to lead you to bad habits, a bad relationship with food. And
body dysmorphia. And like, I was addicted to
seeing that number on the scale going up rather than like, am I putting on lean tissue? Am I like,
until you look like the Michelin man.
Yeah, until like, and actually, I don't know if I want to throw a bulked photos.
Nah, bro, we have to. It's not us no more. That person is dead,
true. Dude, these guys are laughing behind the camera because like they saw me shoving 1,200 calorie mass gainer shakes.
Transformations too, bro. We all fucking nos pusimos las pilas. We put on our batteries, you know? We fucking started shit.
So that first story was mainly for football. I wanted to be stronger in sports and perform better. So I just took it on myself. Like, you know what? I'm actually going to grow and see progress because before that, I was not doing anything correctly. I didn't know what a calorie surplus was.
This was
I thought it was a hard gainer, like F my heart, like fast metabolism. Like I'm never going to get big. Like I was in that victim mentality, you know? I'd complain to my dad. I'd complain to coaches. I literally thought I'd work out and drink those 30-gram Costco protein ones, and I thought that was like gear. And I remember having the creatine combo, and like I was like so like, dude, is this gonna work? Like, is this roids? Dude, no. Like, what? Like what? You gotta be kidding me.
Bro, you'll buy roids nowadays, and they're not roids.
It's super draw. They're spiked with clenbuterol.
Keep going though.
Anyways, so that's the first thing that got me into lifting. But this second part to it, this was honestly, I'd say, yeah, my want to be a better athlete did spark that in me, but it wasn't until this moment that kind of really made me commit to lifting and my passion for it. So I'd say it was back in sophomore year. Actually, it might have been the end of freshman year. I had just cut my dreads. Kind of going through some sort of new identity crisis.
I have some snaps about fucking Deanza.
Bro, chill.
Goodness. We need to show those. We're going to show those guys.
Bro, chill.
I got you guys.
Chill. So, I had just cut my dreads. I was getting all this type of new attention. I was confident. I looked like a boy finally after 8 years of looking like a niña.
My goodness.
And in order for me to like have like good relationships or friends in general, specifically like amongst the female population, I had to be the funny guy. Like without a doubt, like everyone loved me. Everyone loved JT. You get me? Everyone loved JT. I was well known.
Bro, trust me, he's funnier than he is right now. He's hella straight up right now.
I'm hella straight up right now. I swear, like it's
I promise you.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have been friends with him then.
Yeah, I had to gain those skills. Like I'm pretty sure like if you grew up as the fat kid, like you had to be funny some way. You had to have some sort of confidence. So,
dude, there's always that one friend that picks up, you know, the fine chick, and then we're like, what?
Yeah.
How do you end up with her? And then there's always that, you know, he can riz, bro. He can riz.
Yeah. So essentially, I was getting all this new female attention, and I already had the personality. You know, everyone wanted to be my friend. I had the best personality. Okay, I'm kind of glazing myself, but anyways, you get the point. I finally actually became somewhat attractive. And at the time, I was getting all this new attention. And it so happened that basically I ended up effing up and I got heartbroken by this one girl. I'm not even joking.
I still don't even know what this...
He doesn't even know, and I'm no way in heck are we name dropping. I don't even think she knows the damage or the impact she did to me.
Dude, it's just
she does
like,
she does not know.
I feel
and
like
if
you're
she knew,
over-victiming too, though.
well, dude, I'm a sophomore with emotions. Of course, like that was the end of my world. Like good back then, like
Emotions.
this was like one of the
Old
girls.
reliable, huh?
Yeah, like I don't think we're not talking about the same person. But anyways,
No, I don't know the person. That's why.
you know the person. You just anyways. So yeah, freshman year, I fumbled the bag heavily, and I didn't realize how much I really liked this girl till after she left me. And it wasn't even the messed up part that she left me, because at the time I could have just gone and like made a new relationship with some other girl. Like, you know how immature you are when you're in high school. That shit does not last. But anyways, so that happened. But what pissed me off more, or like what got to me more in terms of like me hating myself, is that, bro, she fucking upgraded. Machine, bro. Her new man.
Like amongst you. Oh, okay.
Her new man was, we were like transitioning into sophomore. So I was basically a sophomore because it was the end of freshman year. So we're basically sophomores. Her new man was a senior, varsity football stud. I think he played baseball too. Like, and I'm just this skinny little twig, fucking JV.
Just cut his dreads.
Just cut my dreads. Like,
dude, you guys will see like an image. Like, you'll be like, wow.
Yeah. So essentially, and the thing is, I realized that the fact that she liked me with my dreads, so that meant a lot to me.
Dude, that's
how you know she fucked with me, because she fucked with me.
Your heart.
And I fell for that. I ate that shit up, and I got too cocky. I was a dick, and I let her slip through my fingers, and I ended up regretting it later on. And then she upgraded.
Naive, stupid. Man, I can give us words for how we were acting then.
Yeah. So, I mean, she upgraded, and that honestly hurt me a fuck ton. I was also going through this whole thing with my friend group, which I just felt pretty distant compared to all of them. And I was just like, nobody gets me. I'm never going to find the love of my life. Like, this is the only girl I want, like this and that. And the thing is, she didn't even go to our school, so I didn't even see her daily. I'd see her once in a blue moon. And I was just like, damn, she really, like this instinct, this experience really fucking hurt me. So yeah, it was heartbreak. It was a combination of wanting to be a better athlete, but the heartbreak, I'd say, is like 2080.
Amplified it.
That heartbreak for sure amplified it. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck her new mans. I'm gonna make it on the varsity football team. I'm gonna be that. I literally set a long-term vision for myself. I literally set a long-term vision for myself, and I'm gonna be him by the time I'm a senior in high school. And well, that led to me going on my lifting journey. I actually found about how to go about stuff properly. And during my first cut, where I was like, I went from the Michelin man till I was like, dude, I actually have muscle. I actually have muscle under.
The first time, bro, you were skinny, but you were diced.
I was, yeah.
And I was like, wow.
And then guess what? And this was at the time I had moved school, so that kind of helped me getting over her. And I was just on that self-development jersey, isolation, quarantine, just nothing but watching and watching gym tubers, influencers.
Brutal.
And I was on my high horse. I'm like, yes, I'm finally gonna be that person I envisioned myself, you know? I tore my ACL my senior year, so I don't get a sports season. So all that hard work I had put in for a year and a half to prove her wrong, prove me right, all this type of stuff, ended up amounting to a torn ACL, muscle atrophy on both my legs.
You're the crutches guy.
Went from 160 to 130. Upper body was pretty nice. I mean, I still lost a crap ton of muscle, given the fact that I wasn't eating enough, and I was depressed, and I wasn't working out. But
brutal.
There was still muscle there. And then obviously that ties into the Pumpn University origin story. But yeah, like at that time, I feel like what God was trying to work through me, bro, was delayed gratification. Because imagine I did become that person I had envisioned myself to be, and I peaked in high school. I peaked at my new high school. Oh, I'm this
taco
varsity
machine.
Yeah, I'm this varsity
ACL.
I'm this varsity athlete, whatever the heck, good grades. And I peak in high school, and then I don't get checked. I don't get my ego checked. I go on and I become a douchebag in college. That wouldn't have been it. That wasn't God's plan, so I got humbled. I didn't get it to become that person. I feel like God was delaying the gratification to where I came about this, and I'm like, there was a change and shift in mindset that went from superficial stuff to my higher self, and I just thank God for it. You know, there's no other way going about it.
I feel like
everything happens for a reason. Like it's the delayed gratification, and then when I do become that person that I do have myself set up to be in the future, entrepreneur, successful, whatever the heck label you want to put on me, influencer, whatever, then I'm going to still be humble. Because I know that whatever God gives, he can take away like that. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to learn that lesson early on so that when I am faced with adversity later on, because I'm going to be faced with some gnarly stuff in the future, you know?
bro.
So
Future's going to be gnarly as much as it is going to be glorified.
yeah.
It's going to be gnarly.
So early lesson learned. And
yeah, I was going to say, like, I had that almost the same, like, humbling during high school. Like, I was still like a douchebag, bro. I was still idolizing people. I was still idolization, bro. Holy, that drives you to the ground. Anybody who's trying to be like another person, bro, stop and think about who you are as a person and like reflect, like genuinely reflect. So idolization. I thought I was someone who I was trying to be someone else who I wasn't trying to, like, who I was imitating, bro. I was trying to be a damn mirror. From there, I treated this woman, the woman in my life currently, bro, like dog shit. And she loved me for me, bro. When I was, just like you said, like when
at
we
your
were,
lowest.
yeah,
I mean,
dude, at my absolute lowest, I was a dick. Super young and naive, bro. We need to get our ass handed to us a couple of times of life until we can actually like pivot and see our mindset change into, wow, this is who we are. This is what this has led to. All right, now let's like take advantage for the gifts that God has placed in our lives to go down that route, right? And yeah, bro, I took advantage. I was naive. I didn't care for the like genuine love that she had for me, bro. I treated her like shit. Goes around, bro. I didn't end up doing anything. You have your stupid phase because you think you're the shit and
getting all this new attention.
And then from there, you're like, wow, that kind of person that I was in the past now even. And then you see like an image of who that could have been if you didn't go through those things. So like,
it's scary.
Yeah, bro.
It's so scary.
ASAP, I was like, wow, I need to change. I need, Lord willing, his grace upon me to forgive all that I've done, bro. Because I was still am a garbage human, right? But like now I'm watching myself through the perspective of God and what he has for me, not my own perspective, because my own perspective will drive me to the ground. And whoo, man, from there, dude, this was like the journey that, we were going through as ourselves, like developing ourselves, learning long-term gratification, discipline. And from there, like I took a shot at this woman and she forgave me. She forgave me basically. It took a while to genuinely like reflect and go upon all this, like everything that went down through. But this relationship was something very new and something that I cherished because I was never given this opportunity by someone, but she still chose to love me and serve me. So I wanted to serve her tenfold, you know what I mean? And yeah, dude, that was a giant humbling phase that I had throughout like my high school era. And even coming into college, like I came in with a clear head. I had my, my woman and no girl, and it's just reflecting on, dude, what could have happened if that didn't happen to us. And it's nutty. It's like, whoo, like God really is watching over us and working at all times. Even when you do not feel it, even when you despise the world and despise yourself, bro, he's working.
That's actually beautiful because that ties back into our next section, which was relationships and girls, and we were going to be speaking on that.
Oh, facts.
So, I mean, Abram, you kind of like basically handed it off to us into this section. So, yeah, like, is that all you want to tell the people about dating and relationships or your personal experiences? Because I can get into mine. You can ask me questions because I feel like mine's completely different from yours.
Yours is complicated.
Mine is not fun.
Weird.
Mine is not fun, bro.
Right.
I'll
just elaborate a little bit more.
Yeah, just give people like the rundown from like high school to college, where you're at now.
So
what are your goals? What were some stepping stones that you had to overcome? Just anything, bro. Yeah. Spit some knowledge to the people.
So as I got into college, right, I went through my first 2 quarters and I was head down, I'm working out every day. I went through this like throughout high school and getting to college, this relationship, it still had its past traumas playing into it. It still had our past mistakes being shown in the middle of it. It still had, you know, whatever personal problems that went on in the past, and it was being shown and brought to the light now with current situation, right? And this was eating me away, bro. And this is still at the time where since like 9th grade, 10th grade, I was heavy stoner. I used weed to escape from reality. It's truly escaping from reality. Oh, man, this is deep. So it was freshman. It was the summer going into my freshman year of high school. I said it wrong in the last pod, but that was when my sister passed away. And this woman for me she loved me wholly, bro. She loved me with all her heart.
Your sister?
Yeah. And she wanted me to become way more than I ever thought for myself. Like, even as a kid, she's like, this kid, like, Abram, you're going to be this. Abram, you're going to be that. Abram, you're going to be someone good. Like, you're going to be someone great. And yet I was like, flattered, right?
Yeah.
And she had a giant lens that I would look at me through a damn, like, door peek hole, man. Like, she had so much in mind for me. And yet, like, I was never able to see that. And you know, going through all the mistakes that I had done in my past, from freshman year, sophomore, junior, senior year, going into college, bro, I was hurt. I was truly hurt, and I didn't know myself that I was hurt. Sorry for the background, guys. Some guys are, you know, meeting the beat, but it's funny that no one gets the joke. It's chill. But from there, where was I?
You were saying college? Freshman year?
Oh, it's just that I was hurt and I didn't know I was hurt. And I was using these outside sources to, you know, de-escalate the feelings and the rushes of voices in my head. And number one resort was smoking weed. I get to sit down, not have anything in my head, and be in the present, faded, and be like, you know,
Chief, make the pain go away.
Yeah, bro. Smoke, you know? And in reality, it's just a Band-Aid over a gushing wound, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry. Don't be a boy. If you're doing this, you're a boy, bro. You know, clear that wound in your mind.
Yeah, grow some balls and face your problems head on.
Literally, dude. And
I'm not perfect. Like, I'm learning that recently, like, now.
I was a stoner for like 3.5 years, bro. I get it. Like, my family is very, like, my mom put in the work, my dad put in the work, and, you know, they're blessed to be in the position that they have. And yet I was this kid who was hurting inside, who no one knew, hurt people. I was hurting other people, smoking weed, thinking I was a shit. Like, there's so many factors that play into our characteristic at this time in high school, bro. And we don't take a step back, reflect, and look at why this is happening, yet we're just keep living life the way it is, you know?
It's so normalized.
Dude, in school, bro, like, literally going to the restroom, smoking, hitting a couple pens, bro. Like, it was that bad, dude. It was that level where I didn't want to almost exist. Literally, I did not want to exist. I did not want to be present in the moment, no matter the people who loved me, no matter the gorgeous girl that was in my life, bro. Even though it was like a toxic relationship, it was at hand for what I was doing in my life. You reap what you sow. So everything I had done, it was at fact that it was my doing. And through there, dude, you start to realize a bunch of things, like continuing life and still pushing forward. So this became a very toxic relationship, and this is like coming back to senior year. So that relationship that we kickstarted off again was very, not malicious, but there were things in the past that made it very, you know, hard to go through. And yet I was going through a very tough time in college, bro. I was struggling through school, taking electrical engineering, and I was like, holy, I'm gonna not like live if I keep if I keep down this road, you know what I mean? And I got out of that. Remember, I'm smoking 4 or 5 times a day, bro. like not able to study, dude. Like the cameraman behind is like, and you know, a lot of us were on this. I won't say, but I was doing these things, and like you reap what you sow, bro. The things in my life happening is at fault for my own actions, right?
Yep.
And
It's like putting a bandage over
a gushing wound, exactly. And going again and continuing through college and seeing that I had no friends, that that I needed some type of, you know, community where I could rely, a head that I can lean on, someone that could offer advice. So I joined a fraternity. And man, did this aggravate the problem of the toxic relationship. This was like putting it in the ringer now, you know? It was like not even a test. Like this was a giant test. And basically push come to shove come to damn fucking right hook knockout, you know?
type shit.
And it broke off. I had to, you know, stop. I dealt with my problems head on, and I was like, okay, my brain is being absolutely vandalized. You know, I'm not in the place where my mind needs to be right now for me to succeed in the avenues of life that I'm going through. And I had to break off that relationship. I had to separate myself from bad characters. I had to stop idolizing many things that I was idolizing. I had to become a damn new person. And this was all because of the grace of God. I put all my understanding and all my like feelings upon Christ, bro. And man, did I ever experience nothing more but a renewal of myself. I felt like I was stronger and more powerful, but because I submitted myself, because I said this one night, this was right before I broke off my relationship, I said, universe, God, whoever's out there listening to me, help me with what I'm going through. I am struggling. I am in pain. I don't know how to deal with my current situation. And the next morning, I kid you not, I knew the answers to my problems. I knew what I had to do. I knew the path that I was being pointed towards. And you can call this, you know, intuition, or you can call it the Holy Spirit. I like to call it, you know, what I feel like was guiding me at that moment. And the next morning, I broke it off. The next, you know, couple of phases in my life, I put aside all the, I stepped back, I reconciled with everything that was in my life, and I was like, damn, this has drove me to the ground. This has drove me to the ground. Weed, alcohol, idolization, not taking care of my mental health as I should have been doing, but more or less like putting a Band-Aid over a gushing wound. And yet I was beginning to stitch it up at this current moment. I was beginning to see and understand that I was hurt, that I was numbing myself, that I had bad actors. I had a beautiful woman that I didn't take care, and my mistakes were coming into part. Her mistakes were playing into part, and it was a giant just fuck up, man. And faith in Christ, bro. I was freed. I was renewed. I started to look at myself how my God sees me and not my own, because that people, just I was like showing you that perspective of how my sister basically like brought me up, man. That lens was much wider than I ever thought in my life. And that little peephole, dude, it resulted to all these things. But as soon as I started to believe and have faith and understand that everything that was in that little peephole was driving me to the ground, so I started opening my perspective and seeing what my life was really composed of. And I see it all. And then slowly, with the word of God, with chasing God, with scripture, with
church,
with prayer. Church was after, because I still felt like super judged when I went in. Like I just felt like I was too trash of a human to be part. And a lot of people feel this way. And I feel for you, and I understand for you, and I pray for you. Trust me, I really do. I feel like,
come as you are.
Yeah, exactly. And it takes a certain amount of like self-knowing that you are more than what your mind is telling you, what the devil, that the voice in your head is letting you know. So yeah, I just put my faith in someone else rather than the world and myself. And I put my faith into what my God says for me. And that came straight from the Bible. And I choose to follow it no matter what. And I educated myself on its origin, how it came about, the people in it. And there's nothing I'd rather put my faith in and my life into than that, because at the end of the day, this world is so hurt, evil, coerced into malice, bro. And that's what my life was composed of, bro. And I separated myself, and I knew what that different, you know, window pane led to. And whew, man, am I a stronger person? Man, am I pursuing things that I didn't expect myself to pursue? Man, am I doing good at school? Wow, who knew I was able to do good at school, bro?
You put down the za.
Yeah, bro, put down the za,
grades.
bro. Put the fucking pedal to the metal and write some shit, you know, and self-reflect and ask yourself questions at night and pray to your God to help you understand why these voices in your head are going on, and listen to the man in the mirror, but yet the God that placed you into this earth, and thank and cherish your parents for teaching you the things that they taught you, bro. And
your siblings too.
My siblings, bro. Got my sister looking over me in heaven, brother. Like, thank you to her, because now I have that perspective, and it's getting wider and wider through her lens. My lens became her lens, and her lens is becoming God's lens. And God has so much more for us. So much more for us. And I truly feel like such a stronger human being. And I remember this one time, it was when he just moved to San Diego, and it was like my first time sleeping over after his after your parents let me stay over because of all the COVID stuff happening.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I was super hurt, you know, and I come out crying to him in the middle of the night. I didn't know if he was still awake or not.
Dude, it was pitch black. I gave him the bed. I slept on the floor, no?
Nah, I slept on the floor.
Was it?
Nah, bitch. I slept on the floor, and like that gave me more comfort too, because like I was speaking and I wasn't seeing him, but I was being vulnerable. It was more like a most vulnerable. My heart was.
I've never seen this side of Abram, because I mean, dude, even growing up, I mean, you knew I was religious, or like you knew I was Christian, and
I always shunned you for it.
Yeah.
I always told you, oh, dude, that stuff doesn't work, or you know, I put my faith in it and it drove me to the ground. Oh, yeah, totally, bro.
Why does God do all these bad things to good people?
Why does God give cancer to your beautiful, aspiring sister that's doing so much for the world and it's going on a beautiful route, and just takes it away from you?
And keep in mind that the reason why I feel like he came into, like he came to me, because we both went through the same shit. Me with my mom. I lost my mom at the age of 12. So a couple years prior to him losing his sister. So I feel like I had gone through it, and for me, what helped me through that time
was exactly why I asked him.
So I mean, I feel like that was just him just being vulnerable. And
I was like, dude, how do you continue following this God that still does this to your family and has brought like remorse and just feeling of you're so not worthy into this life of yours? And it was the first time in my life where I was ever like fully vulnerable with someone, because I couldn't do it with my parents. They'd say, you're not sad, get past it. If not, you're a bitch, you know? It's my brother, the same thing. Like,
yeah, man up.
I couldn't talk to these people, but yet like being vulnerable is the strongest weapon you have. And believe me that being vulnerable, it's refraining from the person you are and looking at the things and the hurt that you have. Being vulnerable is good. Being vulnerable is manly as fuck, and it's masculine. Trust me. Like, you don't believe it, machismo, or how the Mexicans say it, you know, never be vulnerable, never show your emotions, bro. That emotions just leads you to fucking drinking and, you know, adultery with another person than your wife. You know what I mean? It's like, it's that vulnerability that lets you truly reflect on who you are in this current moment of time, and like correct yourself, bro. And that's the first time I had ever done it with anyone. And this is truly my brother in Christ. My brother's behind the camera, and it's just, wow, dude, God is good. Just like Kobe said it, bro. When you can't carry your cross and he carries you and the cross with you.
Wow.
Kobe said it first, not me.
Yeah, so I mean, that was just beautiful. That was just beautiful. So you mentioned how God came into your life. What was it, after your first year of college?
Dude, it was,
or was it
like after? It was in the new, getting into my sophomore year. So like a couple of months ago, bro. Like, it's not even that new to me.
Yeah, it's honestly pretty.
It's super new to me.
It's pretty new to me, because literally over break, like, he was coming to church with us, and it was one of the first couple times we've gone to church together.
He brought me to church the first time, then in fucking 3 years. All right, I again, dude. I need to fix my cursing.
So what I want to ask you next is, how did that shift your perspective in terms of a relationship and like the way, how you came back, dude, with your girlfriend, bro?
Yeah, I mean, this woman will truly be my wife because I feel like it's granted from God that after I reconciled, I threw out all my emotions and yet put my faith and I was meek. Meek is blessed are the meek, bro. Blessed are the ones poor in spirit. So that being said, dude, I was poor in spirit. I was asking for deliverance. I was saying, God, I am this trash. I am this weak human being. I have so many faults. Please redirect me. Place a new path in my life for me to go down and actually like do something with my life or become more than I see myself as. And blessed are the meek. Meek is having power, but limiting your power in order to, you know, it's being able to have power, but yet limit your power. So it's being controlled power. So it's being able to be strong, but yet I'm not strong enough. Like I can crush this computer, you know, but I choose not to and bear it with a soft hand. You know what I mean? And that's what meek is. So I chose meekness and I chose to put my faith in Christ. That I said, how can I serve this woman? How could I cherish her? And because, dude, she's my best friend. And like, yet all our past has destroyed us because it's that voice in our head that comes to part and it comes through our mouth. And you reap what you sow. What comes out your mouth is what's put into existence. So people don't understand that. And people say, you know, watch what you say or think about what you say first, because truly whatever comes out your mouth, you're putting into reality. You're putting into existence. You're putting onto this world and you're portraying it and you're giving it a chance to be real. So like, be fucking careful with your words. I'm not being careful with my words. I'm sitting right now, but so I said, God, give us a chance to rewrite our story, but through you. Let you in Christ have our hands together and let us walk through the kingdom of heaven, you grabbing us, not our own worldly, fleshly, and devilish desires in our head that have told us, you're not going to make it. You know, you're beautiful. You guys have done so many things. You guys are perfect for each other. But yeah, I'm going to ruin this for you because this will lead you down a path that I do not want you, because the devil will do everything and anything to get you apart from Christ, from God. Say you're not Christian or anything. Those voices in your head are what's deterring you from God, from your maker, from that path, that written story or whatever you want to believe out for you. He's trying to redirect it so you travel into a pit, into a hole that you can't get out of. So that being said, I said, we're going to rewrite our story, but through Christ that enables us. Through Christ, I can do all things who strengthens me.
Did you give her an ultimatum?
I mean, basically, bro.
How'd it go about?
I mean, I was like, listen, I love you. I truly cherish you and all you've done for me. I thank you for forgiving me. Thank you for being that person in my life where I can speak out, because past you, I didn't have you anymore. So that was my only exit into vulnerability. I was able to talk my feelings. I was able to speak out and have the rage displayed in my mind to her and let her know that I'm hurting. A lot of things I left unsaid, where I was smoking weed, and, I told her, nah, it's fine, whatever. But now through this new path, bro, I said, we're going to do this through God, or we're not going to do it at all. And that's because I surrendered myself to him, and he graciously renewed me. He did not have to. I'm a dirt human being. I have a lot of temptations and sin in my life. I have a path that I have gone and chose that path. I rep what I sow, and it has led me to destruction. So I said, nah, we're not doing that again. So I said, open this new door. And she said yes. And now, as a man should, in, you can say nuclear family, you can say traditional wife, like back then, the man is supposed to lead the woman spiritually. And if you meet a God-fearing woman, you as a man, you are, like, said by God, you are supposed to lead that woman into her faith. You're supposed to teach her. She is your disciple as your child is your disciple. So teach her the ways of Christ. And
Is that what you did?
And that's I educated myself more than ever, and we restarted our relationship, and it's aspiring because of that, dude. It's through God. Like any problem we have now, I say, hey, let's have cool down time. So we have 2 to 5 hours where we don't talk. And then this time, I do what I got to do, but most importantly, I look at scripture. I look at the word of God, and I say, and I pray multiple times, 2 or 3 times. I'm like, God, what is it you want me to say? What is it? What's supposed to come out my mouth? Am I supposed to put into reality where it could fix us and redirect us to your grace, to your will, where we submit to? And the amount of times that has helped us, bro, that we pray together, that we tell God that, forgive us for what we have done, forgive us for the devilish sound, the voices in our head, bro. We all have those voices in our head, and I know you can't lie. You have those voices in your head. You truly do. And rather it's telling you the good things when you're controlling them, or when it's telling you the bad things. To when you're going into the shower and you're gonna watch porn, bro, and you don't want to leave the phone in your room when you go shower, dude. That's the fucking voice. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about. Been there, done that, and through God, bro, it's truth. It's truly truth, bro. And now, like, dude, I can talk so much about this, bro. It's like, he knows, bro. He knows you're in pain. God knows your fears. He knows your heart. He knows what you're doing. He knows
Yeah.
The devil is a saint, bro, and he betrayed him.
The devil is powerful.
Angel,
Spiritual warfare is for surely real. So now what you're saying is that, like, since you got, wow, I was a yap and a half, but it was beautiful. It was a beautiful yap. It was a beautiful yap. Yeah, and like,
I'm glad that this is on camera, dude.
Yeah, I hope somebody out there will take something from that. Whether you're struggling in a relationship, I mean, that was just, whether you're single, like, there's just different seasons. I mean, if you're done, you can go on and interrogate me about my relationships and my personal experiences with dating. But is there any last note you want to leave with the viewers?
Last note: if you truly cherish your woman and you want to serve her and you genuinely love her, you guys need to find a desire of not higher order, right? But a form of framework, a mental framework that you're supposed to abide to. And even though you're both wrong, you guys should say, hey, look, this is what we have down. This is what is in scripture. This is what our God is pointing us towards. We must follow that way. If not, we are going to drive this relationship down the hole, down the drain. It's going to go to shit. And that's exactly what I never want for any of you, for any of my friends, for any of my friends that have gone through it, for anyone who's listening to me right now. Truly desire that framework, develop it, take care of your woman, serve her, serve each other. It's not transactional, bro. You're serving her, she serves you. You take out the trash, you fucking wash the dishes. She takes care of your children in the future. Like, you go to work, she has a meal ready for you. She doesn't, she was busy with the kids. So you have a meal for her. Dude, it's all come down to love and serving your woman. And God-given, bro, desire that framework. And I choose the Bible. I choose God.
Bro, unconditional love. I've realized this till recently. Unconditional love is something that's unmatched. Is something I won't even say that everyone gets to experience, but for most people that have healthy relationships with their family, that's what it is. You'll get yelled at from your mom, your grandparents, whatever, but at the end of the day, they're still going to choose to love you. I mean, just us in this room, me, Abram, Josiah, and Alex, the 2 people behind the camera, we have our differences. We have our disputes. We clash, We're 4 different men trying to figure our position in this world. We're human beings.
Fucking human beings.
Yeah, we still choose to love each other at the end of the day, whether he has opposing views, he has opposing views. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I choose love, I choose peace. And unconditional love is something I didn't realize till recently is, I mean, I don't know.
It's the most beautiful.
Yeah,
gift.
it is the most beautiful thing, but I guess we can kind of tap into my personal experiences with dating and relationships. So
Hold on. I want to ask you, what is love to you?
love to me, I think it's, I mean,
A lot of people do
unconditional,
not.
unconditional. You
So
know,
there's no transaction. There's no I do this for you, you do this for me, right?
I mean, that'd be nice, dude. I mean, laugh at me now, but the reason why I'm so like this, not, I don't know if it's about taboo. Is that how you say it? I don't know if this is
Yeah, I
the
think
word.
that's like-
I don't know if the word taboo is correct for my situation, because we'll get one thing straight. I've never been in a relationship. I've never had a girlfriend my whole life. In the 20 years that I've been on this earth, I've never had a relationship. So I don't know what that's like. And I'm not saying that to like, oh, pity woe him, like let me come date him. Like, dude, like my experiences vary from, like I said,
any God-fearing women, any churchgoers, any woman of the Bible, hit my boy up.
yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, but it's kind of funny because all my friends, they say I have a bad taste in women. I don't know why. Would you agree? Would you agree? You haven't been caught up to date.
It's
with-
exactly. It's like
you
I don't
don't
know
really-
nowadays.
yeah, you
right?
don't know
But, like,
nowadays.
I
In the
feel like
past-
you are very naive.
What's naive? Like define. Like what would you
Naive
take?
is like, there's a phone here, but yet you don't see the phone, bro. You're gonna crash into the.
Oh, okay.
You know, like there's a pole in front of you. You're babbling, right, and you ran into the pole. You're being naive.
High key, I'm super
Yeah,
naive
bro.
when
I'm
it
your
comes to love.
best friend, dude. I know you.
When it comes to love, or when it comes to girls, like
I just sigh, bro.
I'm very like what do you mean by that? Because I feel like that can mean a ton of things. Like when a girl's into me, does that mean like I just don't notice it?
You don't notice it.
Yeah, I don't.
Or when something's actually genuine or something's like illfully motivated, you don't reconcile with it and you're like, nah, bro, she loves me, bro.
Yeah, I'm so naive then. Fudge. In that case, I'm so naive. Like I'm not even playing.
Goofy.
Dude, I just have let me kind of because like I'm learning as I go.
Yeah.
Relationships and
Bro,
girls
talk
is
to me, bro. I got
yeah,
you.
relationships
I've
and
been to
girls
the gutter, bro.
is something like I'm very heavily confused on. I have trust issues. I feel like that's the one area in life that is damaged. I don't know how to say it. Like I feel like that's
First
the
of all-
area I lack in. Like I just can never be happy. Like that's the victim mentality, but it's like, oh, I can
My
never be
gosh.
happy, but
Sound
it's
like a sad
I feel
clown,
like
bro.
it's
But-
part
bro,
like my fault.
Yeah, bro. But at the same time, you're also in college, bro.
Yeah.
When you know these.
I'm in a frat. I'm not
Yeah,
finding
dude.
my future wife at these parties. Like,
Dude, you're not gonna find your
It's so
future
bad.
wife if like even if this school is like a church going school, you know, like some
Yeah.
type of like religious one, bro. Like I feel like
I feel like
God
I've
has a
seen.
different plan for you, dude.
Yeah, God does have a different plan for me. I feel like like my experiences, like, dude, if you would know these stories that like I've experienced, whether that be in college or that be in high school. Like high school in itself was one thing. Like I told you the whole lifting story. It was my fault. I was the douchebag.
Alright,
I
so
was
how
the
are you with
dick.
women, bro? Stop keeping it long, bro.
I was the douchebag. I was the dick. And then from that moment on, after I fumbled that girl and she upgraded, that hurt instilled in me. And I went on that path to become a better man. And through lifting, that taught me a lot of just different traits and discipline and loving myself
Alright.
and all this type of stuff. Wait, we're getting there.
Nah, but from right here, I can always you can already tell. Men are gonna choose hate. They're gonna choose the voice in their head, or they're gonna choose love, right?
Yeah.
From this moment in time, you said, "Nah, I'm not gonna go and bang every woman I see that's into me a little bit," you know.
Yeah.
From here, you're like, okay, I need to develop myself even more. I need
Yeah.
to become more than.
That's what I did.
Yeah, exactly. So you automatically chose love for yourself, right?
I chose love for myself.
Okay, so we're on a good route.
Okay, yeah. So I chose love for myself. I went on this whole journey. And I mean, from then on, I realized, you know what? I'm a certified lover boy. Clown on me, whatever. I'm a lover boy. Who isn't? Like, I'm a mama's boy. You know, I didn't get much time with her growing up. I feel like that kind of ties into just a whole dynamic of just
Yeah.
issues,
For
or
sure
just,
it
you know,
does.
it's a part that
brutal.
I'm still working on with God in terms of that love from a woman figure in my life.
Yeah.
And whether that be my luck being, like my luck with the girls not being the best, like I don't know what to call it, but I chose love for myself from that moment on. Senior year comes, I get played. Freshman year comes of college, played. Yeah, in the most most brutal ways possible, bro. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to relive that. I don't want to relive that. But like, for my boys who do know,
like it's like one of those where you're like, nah.
Yeah, like I'll be in
like what? Like,
I'll be in
like one of those, bro. It's
Dude, that's when you know. You gotta go on SoundCloud and you gotta open up the Little Peep album.
Nah, bro, never.
I was on that. Dude. I'll straight up just be in bed, just.
That's sad, bro.
Rotting,
you
bro.
chose a victim mentality right there and then.
Yeah, no, I know. I need to learn from my own.
Keep going to where you were at, bro.
Well, freshman year, played.
Yeah, dude, it gets boring. I mean, it gets ongoing, but like you do it to yourself.
I do it
to what you sow, bro.
Yeah, because I don't learn my lesson. I learn. Okay, I don't learn my lesson, but bro, would you agree? Okay, this is so like, I've noticed this recently, dude. I tend to self-sabotage for natty gains, if you know what I mean. You know how like heartbreak's a natural steroid cycle? Like, you're just going crazy. And when you lose that motivation, you kind of just
it's a win-win, yeah,
it's
bro.
A win-win.
But your mental health,
but my mental health,
bro. Your physical health is maybe a win-win, but
yeah, I can't keep coping my mental health at the cost of physical sick gains. I do it to myself.
Like,
I do it to myself.
Does help your mental, right? But like,
I do it to myself. But who's also raising these daughters? Like. okay, we can talk.
Hey, no. You raised them.
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all young. We're all so young.
Yeah, dude.
That was a joke. I'm not the perfect human being either.
We're
not perfect. I'm still learning
hurt.
as I'm going. I'm hurt. You're hurt. And if you say you're not, then you're just lying to yourself.
Deal with it.
Yeah.
Fuck, deal with it.
And then, so I chose self-love again. I killed that past version of me. Over this summer, I worked on the brand, spent time with the boys, cleanse. I went girl sober is what they call it nowadays. Nice. Girl sober. Went girl sober most of fall. I want to say most of fall.
Bro, you're going to get fact-checked on all of this, so you better be like...
No, I'm telling the truth. What do I got to lie for, bro?
Nah, I just like, your boys are going to... I don't know, right? But like...
Yeah, I know. I'm not lying.
Okay.
Girl sober for majority of fall. Just focusing on making friends. And then just most recently, I feel like that one, I did it to myself again. I did it to myself again, and here I am. I made a promise to myself, made a promise to you. That was the last time. All right? And
all right.
All I can say is that like time isn't wasted. I did learn lots of things from the people that I've talked to, the people that I've like been with. Sure, they weren't relationships. I'm what they call a situationship survivor. But at the end of the day, I feel like what I've realized is that in order for me to find my future wife, I need to become that future husband. It sounds corny as shit. It's cliche as shit, but it's like, dude, I need to be I need to be the father to my kids. Then till I'm him, I'm gonna attract the right girl. And hopefully, like, yes, like either that be me gaining up my knowledge in terms of being a like Christian, so that when she comes into my life, I can, spit to her and like, bring that up to her. Or maybe God has a separate plan where it's like we meet when we're meant to.
Look, bro.
And I just don't know, man. Like,
Abraham was not given that child that he so wanted for 25 years with his wife. So he took it into his own hands. He had sex to have a kid with his, basically like
adultery?
his servant. Yeah.
Really?
With his servant, bro. And his wife allowed it, right? Because they wanted a child so bad, and she was barren or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And from there, bro, patience and faith in Christ, bro, God gave Abraham a vision. And that vision had him seeing him bearing a child with his wife, a fully biologically with his own wife, a child. This was Isaac, I'm pretty sure. And this was after 25 to 30 years of that vision that it took him to bear that child, bro.
So you're saying I have to wait 25 to 30 years to
I'm
find my
saying
person?
Be patient, bro. Be patient and be still with your ways. Don't be lukewarm.
Dude, the
Don't
thing
be
is,
lukewarm.
I don't chase. Like, I will never make the first
bro,
move. I
but
never
you
make the
attract
first move.
bad.
I have no comment on that. I wouldn't say that, I wouldn't not say that, but.
They're not bad, but like, you reap what you sow, bro. What you say, your
I'm
flirtatious
so naive.
ways.
I'm straight up. I think it is my naiveness, and then I just end up like,
dude.
I'm just like
this guy.
Yeah, I do need to be patient in terms of finding the right one. Just work on myself till then. I don't have any experience. And then from what I do see from my friends that are struggling through some rocky waters, it's kind of like, I don't even want a relationship. Like, I don't want to get into that. But bro, this is my big.
Brings in what else, bro?
This is my, I know. This is my biggest fear in life. Okay, maybe not. It's up there, bro. Because I grew up the whole valley mentality, you know? Our parents met when they were younger, at least mine did, and they grew up, and then they fell in love, and then, you know, it's like they found their person early on in life, and I'm worried that if I don't find my person early on in life, on the come up, bro, I'm going to be 25, successful, millionaire, and those girls that want me then are going to want me for the superficial stuff.
I feel that heavy, bro. But
and that's why, you or anyone, if you found your person, like, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. And it's just like, gosh, man, like, I believe in that old traditional love, you know?
Yeah, dude.
I believe in that old traditional love, and it's just like, I just get worried that I'm never going to find that, or when I do.
Bro, how old are you?
20. Dude.
Bro, be patient,
bro,
dude.
let me explain something.
You'll find, trust me, God will place a woman in your life. God will place a woman in your life.
Will it be on the come up, though?
It doesn't matter.
Is she gonna support Pumpn University?
She's gonna love you full-heartedly, unconditionally, like you want. You're gonna treat her like a damn king, bro. Yeah. You're gonna be serving her as God wills.
That's all I want, bro.
Dude, you will. Trust me, bro.
That's all I want.
You just gotta be patient, dude.
I do gotta be patient. Until then, I'm working on myself.
Yes, bro. Exactly.
Bro,
I'll hold you accountable.
Back on the girl sober streak. Back on the girl sober streak.
Nice. Good job, brother.
And yeah, in terms of that kind of wraps up. I didn't really have much to talk about in terms of relationship and girls because I don't have any experience. But the last thing I actually want to get into is career aspirations beyond Pumpn University. So I don't know if you have any, but for me, bro,
I have like plan B and C, you know?
For me, bro, the way I view my life is, yes, entrepreneur first. And yes, Pumpn University is going to be my priority. And then when I come up with the Pumpn University, like, I'd feel like, you know, like, damn, like, that was the vision I executed, like, God willingly. But I do have other aspirations. Like, I don't know if I've mentioned to you before, I was a child actor. I was given that opportunity.
Yes, I knew about that.
Yeah, did commercials for, like, Disney, Sony.
Brushing his teeth with the dreads right there.
Yeah.
I remember watching that one. I was like, ooh.
Bunch of short films or whatnot. And I realized that acting, because this kind of ties back into me being that funny guy or whatever. Bro, I've been a character my whole life, and
dude, he's so stuck up right now. I'm boring. I promise you.
I've been a character my whole life, and it's something that I really love to do is make people laugh, and I love entertaining, whether they're laughing at me or with me. I don't care as long as they're happy. And acting is something that I feel I have a lot of bottled up emotions.
Yeah, dude.
And acting, I feel, is a healthy outlet, a healthy way.
I feel like I could do that.
A healthy way to, you know, express those emotions. And I know my brother, I had combos with him too, because we used to do short films growing up. And I want to whip one up soon. We will whip one up soon. And I need to tap back into my acting, because that's honestly something else that I want to do. Whether it be like Tom Brady does commercials, like,
it's so fun.
It's literally, I love it. It's something that I want to dive back into, and I took advantage of it growing up, and obviously I couldn't see it through because of certain circumstances. But as far as, you know, in terms of career aspirations beyond Pumpn University, I want to be an actor, bro. I mean, one person I look up to heavy right now is Noah Beck. And obviously he has a success with TikTok and social media, but he has his own brand, and it's like, why can't she do it all? Why can't she do it all? Like,
Facts.
a lot of people will hate on you for trying, but when you actually make it, it's like, who's laughing now?
Exactly.
You get me? You got to be a certain level of delusion, and I made a promise to someone, actually pinky promise, and I highly take pinky promises seriously. I made a bet. I made a bet, and that bet was that by the age of 35, I'm gonna make it on the Hollywood Boulevard strip.
Yeah.
I'm one of those. I'm gonna have my
That's
own
fire.
star. I'm gonna have my own star.
That's fair.
And how I'm gonna do it? Start now. I mean, step 1, get into shape. Step 2, talk on camera like we're doing right now. Storytell.
Yeah, bro.
Have a
like,
social
let
media
him
presence.
Get a few
like,
podcasts in, and
yeah.
he's gonna be like normal.
Just wait.
Like,
Just wait till I start.
normal.
Just wait till I start running up reels and TikToks and all that stuff. I'll be there, and it's just the consistency game from there. It's just getting better. I have 15 years to make that bet come true.
bro.
I don't doubt.
Young.
I don't
We're
doubt.
so-
Yeah,
bro,
my brother's
almost twice
gonna.
our lifetime.
Bro, my brother's gonna get one too, because he's gonna be a fire director. So I mean, like, I'm literally. You have to be a certain level of delusion. Because think about it. This is another question I have. Ooh, this is a good one. This is so off topic, but this kind of goes along with the whole delusional aspect, bro. Do you think that it's this when a girl who's in a relationship with a guy has like, or just like glazes their celebrity crush, or just like says some out of pocket comments? And before you answer, before I used to think about it like, nah, like they're just insecure, this and this and that. But what difference is it between you and Justin Bieber? Like, really think about it. You guys are both human. He was somewhere on the come up too. You get me? Sure, he had success at a young age because he started young.
Yeah.
So what's difference between you and him? You guys are both human, and for your person who's in love with you to be like, oh my gosh, Bad Bunny. Oh my gosh, Alejandro. Like, is that not kind of diss? Because it's like they're kind of saying that they have something that you don't have. So it's like,
I'll go by
like it kind of goes by a certain level of delusion where it's like, if this girl is ride or die for you, she should not be making those remarks, because it's like, does she not think you can be that great? Or two, you know? And if that's not your route, if you don't want to be a musician, if you don't want to be something like, say you have your own path and you just want to work a job or like consulting or like, I don't know what, in economics, like, then by all means, then that's fine. If that doesn't bother you, then that's fine. But it's just kind of like, it's just like, dude, like, is she doubting your ability to become that person, to become him? It's an interesting, like, I've had this combo with the boys too, and it just kind of like,
What did they say?
they just said it's like, I mean, it's just case to case, like, whether that's who you want to be or not, you know? And it's like, for me, I want to be somebody great, jack of all trades. I want to be an entrepreneur, actor. Like, why can't I do it all, you know?
Right.
I don't know about singing or instruments. Those were never really my strong suits. I did do that when I was younger.
Me in the shower should get it.
I'm just saying, like, if a girl's really into you, like, you should be the only guy on your mind. And I'm a firm believer in that, like, if she leaves you, it's because she thinks she can do better. Because if you were better,
I think
if you had
like that woman wasn't placed by God. Dude, in my relationship,
possibly, but
I pray that if I ever disrespect or treat my woman, you know, it comes down to this again. You always have to be appreciative of the gift giver and not the gift, right? So if I'm taking advantage or taking for granted the gift, my woman, that God gave me, the gift giver, if I ever disrespect her or treat her in a bad way, I pray that God remove her from my life, from her life, because I am no fit for her. God does not aspire me to serve that woman because I am not worthy.
So
of
she
her.
could do better, because you're not better. That's what I'm saying. So you got to work on yourself to be that person, to where it's like you are secure financially, spiritually, mentally, physically. You get me? So that she doesn't fall out of love and doesn't go looking for that in somebody else.
But vice versa,
so
bro.
she thinks she can do better.
It's more of like an appreciation thing. If she appreciates their look or their music, that's fine. But if she worships them or like looks at them lustfully,
that's the big one. That's
okay.
what I'm saying. Like,
Bro.
my goodness,
dude.
like,
If a man cranks his neck to look at a girl walking by while she's with this girl, obviously that's disrespectful, and that man should be put out of her life, because you're not cherishing the gift. You know what I mean? So again, if
you take your girl to an NBA game and she's just like worshiping.
Yeah, and if she tries to catch chat with the guy, like, you know, you're sitting front row or whatever, and
she's
goes,
like touching up on his arm.
Bro,
and stuff, like,
obviously,
that's
dude.
what I'm saying.
Like God says, bro, if you look at a woman with lust, what tells you that you have not already committed adultery? It's the intent, bro. It's what's behind it. It's the heart. God knows the heart, bro.
Yeah.
So there, if it's appreciation, if you're with your spouse, right, and you see a pretty man or a pretty woman, you know, a jack dude.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, babe, look at that jack dude. That dude's handsome as, you know, as Flip.
It's C-Bum.
Yeah, bro, it's C-Bum. I'd be like,
Jesse James.
I'd be jizzing myself. You know? But, like the woman should be like, oh yeah, like he's huge and handsome. Okay, you guys go on with your day, you know, and vice versa. If it's a woman, wow, that woman's really pretty. Okay, so what? I'm not.
Her dress,
you know,
is nice,
ooh, girl, you know, what I
yeah.
mean? It's the intent, it's the heart.
Okay.
I was watching George Janko's podcast on that, and he like really affirmed what I thought of it, and I was like, yeah, like Lord willing, it's the intent, it's the heart, bro.
Okay.
And God always knows the heart. So if your heart is deceased and like leading you towards that, you know, that bad side of the path, then He will remove you from that gift. Yeah. So that's what I have to say.
Wow. The very last thing. This is the one thing, bro. I just want to tease something. It'll take like a minute. Yo, so this he doesn't know.
Turn on the timer, bro. Turn on the timer, bro.
He doesn't know about it. They don't know about it.
All right,
so Pumpn University, it's a university, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every university needs a mascot.
Mm-hmm.
I came up with a mascot for Pumpn University because I was thinking of saving this as like maybe an exclusive community, and like we only have this
like a bicep
man. No. So, what do you think about the name Pumpn University Phenom? Pumpn University Phenoms.
So what's the mascot?
Phenoms. Do you know what a phenom is?
Nah, I don't.
Bro.
In all sincerity.
Pumpn University Phenoms. Phenom, a person who is outstandingly talented or admired, especially an up-and-comer. Is that not what we stand
Beautiful.
for? Is that not what we stand for?
What's the mascot? That's amazing.
Phenom.
That fits it perfect.
Physically, I don't know. That'll
so is that
come
like a bird? Phenom?
That's a phoenix. That'll come to our own interpretation, but Pumpn University Phenoms.
Okay.
Like, you're a phenom.
That's fire.
You know?
Yeah.
Phenom. Like, we're all phenom. You know how, like, we're anteaters, you're tridents.
What's
like,
good phenoms?
Yo,
what's Pumpn?
Commit, sign right now, and become a phenom. I don't know.
That's fire.
Pumpn University Phenoms, it has a P too, so
it's almost like
it kind of goes along with it.
Yeah.
So it's somebody who's an up-and-comer, which is what we want, you know? People who are trying to change the world and impact it for the great. But I won't go on another rant. I think that wraps it up for this episode. I'm Jaden Torres. You guys can call me JT.
We love you guys.
I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We know it's a lengthy one. Be better. Do better.
Do you. Don't do you. Actually, fucking correct yourself. Be better.
Yeah. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace out.